guys, welcome back to my channel, Serenity Soul Invictus here. I'm so happy you're joining me today. Today we're talking about a pretty intense topic. I don't know if any of you have experienced this or what, and it was inspired by somebody's channel that I am subscribed to, Pretty Boss TV. And I think she did the video some time ago, like maybe a year ago or so, but I just saw it and it's like, whoa, that's definitely me. I'm going to talk about this today. So I'm doing another video on sleep paralysis. I wouldn't call it a response video. It's just my experiences with it. And where I live, where I come from in the Bahamas, people do not call it sleep paralysis. That's such a fancy schmancy term for it. We call it Caribbean style getting held down. Okay? I had to take a deep breath on that. You see, I've got my strawberry shortcake squishy in one hand, got my amethyst crystal in the other hand, and I'm squeezing because this is an intense topic. Maybe I should put the amethyst in the strawberry shortcake and squeeze that. This is to calm the energy. For those of you who might have experienced this or know people who does experience it, this is going to probably shed some light on it as well, along with other people's videos on these kinds of stuff. But the term that we know it as here in the Caribbean, old people, even young people, they call it being held down, okay? And nobody wants to be held down by a ghost or a spirit. Those are two different things. Now, I remember one time ago, the movie Ghostbusters. I ain't afraid of no ghost. I used to say that all the time, like, what ghosts? I don't believe in ghosts. But when somebody comes who you trust and loves and tells you that a spirit is holding you down, it's like, oh, Jesus, what is IS going to do? So needless to say, I was scared out of my wits, needless to say. And imagine being like a 12, maybe 13-year-old going through this. And I used to go through it on an almost nightly basis, but almost always it never really happened at home, like in my grandma's house. It always took place when I went elsewhere, like when I visited my mom and stepdad and sisters and stuff like that. And every year, basically, it's like they were living in some other place. So every year, basically, in summer breaks, Easter breaks, all of those breaks, I got to go somewhere else. So perhaps it had to do with, I don't know, discomfort. I was always excited to go. I was never like in a depressed state or anything, but I guess the change of environment, I don't know. Anyways, so like I was saying, Pretty Boss TV, she mentioned this, and this kind of made me want to actually do a video on this topic myself, because a lot of us experience this and we don't know what to call it. I'm glad they actually have a name for it now, because it would put a lot of people at ease. Medically speaking, scientifically speaking, there is no evidence of it being harmful to your health whatsoever, but it can be harmful to your health if you have a fucking heart attack. As you get up like, oh Jesus, or if you don't sleep for a week because you're too paranoid that this is going to continue to take place. So anyways, one of the most vivid recollections I have is of one summer when I went to visit my mom and stepdad and sisters. My stepdad had a boat. It was like a nice big scarab. It was an awesome boat. And he was trying to get it sold. And he couldn't, for some reason, get it sold. It was taking forever to get sold. Sorry, because my mouth, I've been gardening. I've been doing all kind of stuff this morning. I'm thirsty as hell. I need to drink all of this right now. This is water. This is simply water. I'm not going to say I'm drinking green tea or some chai. This is water. Good old iced cold water. Anyways, the boat couldn't sell for months and months on end. So somebody suggested, in the Caribbean, people have a lot of metaphysical, a lot of magical tools and methods they implement in their daily lives without even knowing it. They're very religious, but at the same time, they're very magical. So they recommended that my mom get some turpentine and maybe bless the boat with it, anoint the boat with it, and sprinkle some around the house, around the property and stuff, because there could be some negative energy or some evil eye or something like that that is blocking this thing from moving, from being sold. So she did that. Turpentine is very small, I mean, very inexpensive for a small little bottle you can get for like maybe $2 or $3 at pharmacies and stuff like that. Art supply stores even sell it. It's a spirit. It's like a spirit of turpentine, I believe it is called. I'm not exactly sure. But this thing is badass, okay? And old people, just like ammonia, people knows turpentine to be effective in removing negative energy or kind of banishing it. So, needless to say, she did it, went around the boat and everything like that. The next morning, as I was about to wake up, let me tell you what happened. I had a great night's sleep. I lied there. As you can see, my daughter has this thing all minced up, like she's about to eat it. She's not eating it. She's 9. She's not gonna do that. I'm getting up. It's about 6:37 a.m. It's a school morning. And as I'm opening my eyes, I'm like, the sun is up. It's a great day. What am I gonna do first? Hit the shower? As I decided, and I was about to move, it's like nothing's happening. I'm like, oh my God, like, what's happening? What is going on? Like, I can't. Ugh. It's something like that. So I'm like, what the hell is going on? And I got scared. Like, my heart started beating real fast. I try to move my limbs, try to move my arms, try to move my legs, try to talk, and nothing's happening. But my mind is so conscious. I'm so awake. I can see everything happening around me. So I look around. The bedroom is the exact same way it was last night. My sisters, I see them walking down the hallway, go into the kitchen to start breakfast and stuff like that. I'm like, help! And nobody could hear me. Let me tell you what happened. Let me tell you what was the freakiest thing that happened after that. In my state of paralysis, okay? In my state of paralysis, I look up and I'm waiting for someone to help me, right? I said, if only somebody could walk in this room right now, they would get me out of this. They'd see I'm like dying. There was no pictures hung in our room. But when I looked up, like I said, I saw my sister pass, one of my sisters pass, go past the bedroom door, and they didn't hear me. So I looked up in the air after that, above the door, and appearing out of nowhere, literally, was a picture of Jesus Christ. Okay, like the typical white Caucasian version of Jesus with blue eyes and everything, right? That picture was not real. That was not there. And you know what the picture did? The picture, the guy, I was not sleeping. This was not a dream. My husband to this day would still argue with me. He can't argue with me. I experienced this, not you. He's to this day saying that I was dreaming, but the picture turned its head and looked at me with beaming green eyes, like the like a laser beam coming from both pupils, beaming green like Star Wars style, okay? Now, this was right after I had started reciting the 23rd Psalm in my mind. Like, I'm screaming it out in my mind. I'm like, the Lord is my shepherd, I shall not want. He maketh me to lie down in green pastures. And as I'm saying it, I'm saying the Lord's Prayer, I'm saying everything, and I'm not moving. But as that happened, as I finished saying the 23rd Psalm was when the picture did that. And I woke up. I mean, I got up. I was able to get up, literally get up after that. I ran to the front room. I ran to the kitchen, I mean, where everybody was, and I was like, oh my God, y'all wouldn't believe what just happened. And believe it or not, my sister said that the same thing had happened to her the very same morning. That very same morning, she said a tiger was chasing her, like, but it was, I'm not sure if it was exactly sleep paralysis or she just had a nightmare. But we went to school, came home, and the very same day, what am I saying? The very same day as we got home from school, we met no boat in the yard, okay? The boat was gone. Sold. Just like that. Anyways, the other experiences I had with this phenomenon is Freeport. Same thing, went to visit my and I had my son with me at the time. I didn't have my daughter yet. But that used to happen to me on a nightly basis in that apartment that they were staying in. On a nightly basis. Like I got used to it after a while. It wasn't even scary anymore because I'd gotten so used to it. Like I knew I was not dead. I knew what it was now. I'm like, okay, this is not, I'm gonna experience it for what it is. I'm gonna kind of see if I can navigate my way through this and understand what's taking place, what's taking place. A lot of the times I realized that when I slept on my back, it usually happened all the time. Didn't happen since Freeport in years, up to basically now. And the other night, I had an experience which is similar to that. It was a short experience, but it wasn't too scary. But this time it involved a person. It wasn't like where I was just alone and couldn't move. It was a person. And they literally like stood there and like they poured something on me and I couldn't move. So what is that? If anybody, I do a lot of things. I do a lot of cleansing. I do a lot of stuff. But I believe that I slept on my back, and that was the biggest reason why. So sleep paralysis for a lot of people is a very scary ordeal. But I want to let you know that it's nothing to be afraid of. I want to let you guys know that it is, of course, scientifically now it has a name. It is not harmful, and it also I think is taking you to another place. I think it is kind of telling you that your spirit is open to certain experiences and that you may just not be ready enough for them. You need to kind of research a lot of the things that we fear. We just fear because of ignorance. We need to actually go and get the knowledge and wisdom and educate ourselves about these situations, and we will be more boldly able to, like I said, navigate through them. So while falling asleep, they call that hypnagogic or predormital sleep paralysis. And if it's as you are waking up, it is called hypnopompic or post-dormital sleep paralysis. And I'm looking up some things on WebMD and stuff like that, trying to get as much medical facts and information around that. They say that a lot of the times people who suffer from this problem most or this issue are people who may have narcolepsy. They're people who may have horrible sleep habits, like, not getting enough sleep. Stress is definitely on the list of reasons why the symptoms take place this way. Like I said, sleeping on your back. Why? I don't know. But I do know that that is really what really causes it. All right. And like I said before, stress, substance abuse is another one of those things that causes the sleep paralysis. I'm looking on my phone, trying to get some information. They said up to as many as 4 out of every 10 people have sleep paralysis. Some people never get it. Some people never know. Like my husband, this is why he didn't believe the story that I told him, because he's never had this issue to deal with. But it's also most commonly noticed in your teenage years. Notice adults rarely go through this as often as when you're a teenager, but it can happen to anybody. And it also has a tendency to run in your family. All right. So I haven't heard too many people in my family talk about this, but um, there's something else I wanted to add to this, but I'm not sure what I did with the little note that I had. But it's also a way to deal with it, to lessen these symptoms or lessen it from happening. If you are so inclined to do so, I would encourage you, just like Pretty Boss TV says, to actually explore this happening in your life. Explore it. If you are able to, like she says, see if you are able to consciously move your limbs, or consciously pay attention to what's going on around you, what's happening. Is it real or is it not real? Take notes, mental imagery of everything that's happening, because it is like you are astrally projecting at that stage. I believe you are in some kind of phase of sleep. Like, let me go back, your REM sleep. I missed that part. It says what happens during hypopumpic sleep paralysis, which is post-dormital, which is as you are about to wake up. During sleep, your body alternates between REM, which is a rapid eye movement, and NREM, non-rapid eye movement sleep. One cycle of REM and NREM sleep lasts about 90 minutes. Non-rapid eye movement sleep occurs first and takes up to 75% of your overall sleep time. During non-REM sleep, your body relaxes and restores itself. At the end of NREM, your sleep shifts to REM. Your eyes move quickly and dreams occur. This is when I have most of the dreams that I can recall happen during this phase. But the rest of your body remains relaxed. Your muscles are turned off during REM sleep. So it's like basically you're falling asleep, but you're still awake when you're in this state, but you're trying to get up, but your mind is now awoken, but your body's still left behind, basically. Your muscles are turned off. Your mind is up, your muscles are off, okay? And if you become aware before the REM cycle is finished, you may notice that you cannot move or speak. So it's like one thing is moving ahead of the other, you know? So the things that you can do to help alleviate this problem, if you are not like myself, courageous and trying to go into depths of spirit and understand what's happening with these different phases of consciousness, is to improve your sleep habits. That's definitely important on top of the list. I don't like TVs and all that kind of stuff on in my bedroom, especially during going to sleep time. Drinking caffeine and all that kind of stuff late in the day or close to night, no, it's not good. So you need like 6 to 8 at least hours of sleep at night. Using antidepressant medication for some people with those types of severe sleep issues, I would not recommend going this route. It's not my personal recommendation, but this is what it says on webmd.com. Treating any medical problems that may contribute to sleep paralysis, like I said, such as narcolepsy, things like bipolar disorder, stuff like that. This interferes with your natural sleep cycles and patterns, and leg cramps, things like that. How can I stop sleep paralysis from happening? Start by making sure, like I said, try different sleep positions. That's very important. Find another position. Okay? I never really thought that sleeping like this, you're sleeping like Dracula. Like, I don't understand. Why would you want to sleep like that? But when you do happen to end up in that position, it's like, bam, there it goes. Stress relieving activities, meditation, light music, you know, drink some nice chamomile tea and take a nice soothing warm bath. All of those kinds of things help you to get your sleep on properly. I like to take magnesium at nights. That helps me to sleep really well. So yeah, I think that's basically it. I've said everything that I needed to at this point. But for those of you who have experienced this or know somebody who does or has, I would like for you to comment below and let me know what kind of experiences you've had. I'm really interested in finding out these kinds of stuff. I want you guys to hit like on this video, first of all, comment below, and subscribe to my channel if you have not done so as yet, because I am seeing a lot of things happening, and I want to share them so badly. But I also am so appreciative of you guys who have newly subscribed to my channel, or those of you who just keep returning. Spread the love, man. We're just gonna do this. And once again, I want to talk about Pretty Boss TV's channel. There's a link on her channel to a book. Oh gosh, what's the name of the book? Astral Projection, I believe. I don't remember the author's name, but I'm going to also put the link in my description below so you can find that, and as well as a link to her channel, seeing that I'm mentioning her videos. So Thank you guys for watching, and I will be back with another great topic very shortly. And yeah, until I come back, peace and love, guys. Blessed be. Namaste. Amali.